Welcome, I'm Rabbi Weinberg with Truth Moment. So who am I to tell the truth? I mean, people have really stopped trusting people. It's very sad. But it's actually good in a way as well, because if you trust people that are not going to tell you the truth, then you really are not going to know the truth. The truth comes, as the previous Rebbe, one of the great sages, said, to those who seek it. Really, the truth is, and this has been proven amazingly, quantum physics proves what Kabbalah spoke about thousands of years ago, which is that the world itself is not only created by God, but is constantly created by God. The most accurate example of what reality is, it's a video game. And according to one physicist, he says the most concrete thing that you can say about matter, about this, about me, about all of us, is that it's like a thought. Just concentrate a bit of energy. It's like a thought. And so we're like God thinking us into existence. It's literally what's going on here. And God conceals himself so we don't see him. You know, if you could actually see the energy, just the energy, according to physicists, right over here is more than an entire universe. In other words, the background energy. So what's behind everything, I mean, what is E equals M? That this is really energy. It's so much energy you could probably light up a city for a week. But it's all concealed within the atoms. So that's real energy. It's not a joke. And energy is not a physical thing. It's just kind of this moving thing. So all of life, according to science, according to Kabbalah, is just a great miracle. So the next question then becomes, why? If life is a miracle, which it is, why does it exist? And science can't tell you that. Science can only tell you what something is. Okay, this is made up of plastic, how much plastic. It can measure, it can quantify what exists. But it cannot qualify. It cannot say why it exists. It cannot say why you should exist. Einstein himself, one of the greatest physicists, said that science doesn't have a moral opinion. It's about matter. It's not about morality. It's not about direction in life. And that's why our Jewish sages teach, Chachma b'goyim tamim. If Gentiles or secular people want to tell you science, they want to tell you how to make, a plug work, go for it. By all means. But if they want to tell you how to live life, run 1,000 miles away, because they don't know. And the proof that they don't know is look at what they have created. A disaster upon disaster upon disaster of human society and civilization. Secular ideas like communism, these bizarre takeoffs of anti-money, etc., etc. These are not things that are making the world a better place. These are things that are destroying the world. They're literally not even having enough children to replace themselves. They're not going to be here soon. So let us be a little bit intelligent when it comes to seeking the truth. And our sages teach us, and these were the great masters who really saw everything. They knew science, they knew Kabbalah, they knew it all. And they said, Torah, direction in life, this can only come from God. And there's only one revelation. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but there are many claims of individuals and groups that say, in fact, the guy did a study of 150 religions. Every single one of them, except for Judaism, I'll qualify that statement. There was one of them, I'm not going to mention the names because I don't want to embarrass them, but they actually had a revelation to more than 1 or 12 or whatever people. Like Muhammad basically said that the angel Gabriel spoke to him. He didn't create any miracles as a prophet to prove that. If that one guy was delusional or lying, there's over 1 billion people that are making a very big mistake. Now, I'm not saying this to put anyone down, but Jesus, there were 12 disciples. Whatever happened was written about 300 years later. If any one of those reports or something was mistaken, that's a lot of people making a big mistake. The only religion that was seen by millions of people, written down at the time, I'm actually one of those descendants, celebrated year after year for 3,300 exact amount of time, whatever it's 38 or whatever, is Judaism. And that's why so many people use Judaism as the foundation of their religion. But Judaism doesn't corroborate their religion. Judaism has its own religion. And if you're a Gentile and you say, well, Judaism is not for me, you're wrong. Judaism is for you. Because when God gave the Torah, in fact, when he made the world, he created 6 laws that he gave to Adam, which is not to worship idols, not to curse God, not to steal, not to commit adultery, and other sexual deviant behavior, as well as to create a justice system. And I'm missing one here. And then people were vegetarian until the times of Noah. And then he said you can eat an animal as long as you kill it in a humane way. And effectively, it boils down to goodness and kindness. which is what Judaism boils down to as well. But God did not want the whole world to be monolithic. Most people think, oh, if there's an idea, everybody has to take this idea. No, there's a general framework of correct living, which is goodness and kindness and compassion and truth and justice. And everybody has to do it. But we're all unique parts. You're looking at a painting. It's all colors. But the different colors make it beautiful. The more the colors, the more beautiful it is. The world is beautiful because of our differences, not despite our differences. So our differences, as long as we have the same moral, ethical code, which God wants from all of us, which is called the 7 Noahide laws, and it was canonized by God to Moses, and we have the exact tradition of, that's what, I'm a rabbi, that's what we do, is study law, and that law goes right back to Moses. It's the only time that there's a God-given law witnessed by millions of people and written down. There was one other religion, they, I'll say it, I guess maybe it could prevent somebody because I think it's bizarre in the whole concept, but the Hare Krishnas, we're not allowed to say the actual name because it's a name of a false god and you're not allowed to use that. But they say, oh, there was this battle and everybody died and one person reported about it. Okay, so great revelation that everybody died and nobody saw and one person spoke about it. That's not exactly accurate facts. So the only faith, and again, I'm not saying this to gloat, God forbid, I'm saying this to, if you're interested in truth, this is truth. And I was born Orthodox as an Orthodox Jew, and then I left it and I studied all different religions and philosophies, and I came to realization the hard way that this is the truth. Not that I don't love it, I love it, but I'm saying it's not, a hard way is out of a lot of seeking and discovering and realizing what isn't true, including secularism. So the bottom line is that God is real. Everything really is, his thoughts. We're his thoughts. We don't see it because he gives us freedom of choice. But he wants us to choose correctly. Just like a parent, you have a child. The but is you want the child to be good. You want the child to choose correctly. That's the but. And I guarantee you that doing that is the source of happiness. It is the source of blessings. So go forth, be a light. If you're a Jew, do the 613 commandments, the main being good and kind. If you're a Gentile, do the 7 Noahide laws, the main being good and kind. And together, let's build a world which is a place we want to live in. Thank you for listening.